Hey everyone, it's Justine and welcome to a new video. Today I'm celebrating World Card Making Day with scrapbook.com and I'm going to be doing a giveaway halfway through the video, so be sure to watch the whole thing today. I'm going to be working with Altenew's new washi tapes. I'm going to be putting them onto some scrap pieces of white paper so that I can do some die cutting with them. You'll see that they're absolutely gorgeous. The first one was called Galaxy. This one here is called Tuxedo, the black and white elegant look. Then we have here the glitter Flurries. This one here has a gold shine to it, which is really unique. And I've just been putting the extra pieces just around onto the other side. This one here is red Ombre, so perfect for sentiments as well as card fronts. This gorgeous purple one with the golded gilding is called Gilded Ombre. And then this one's sort of a vintage floral that's called Painted Fantasy. I really like this one. It's a lot of fun. This rainbow one is called Pastel Strokes. And then lastly, I have one more here. This is the extremely large one, and it's called Watercolor Nebula, which is absolutely stunning. It has all of these different pieces where it has dark areas, but then it has this watercolor sort of look of bright colors. Okay, so I'm going to get started on some of my cards here. I'm using the bold alphabet from Altenew, and I'm using my grid mat here to line it up so it's nice and straight. I've also added the Y on there, and I've picked it all up with some purple tape so that I could go ahead and die cut, and then I had to use the P twice, so I had to go back in and die cut a second time. I'm using my Gemini Junior while I'm doing my die cutting today. And you can see that you can cut out letters that are super fun so you can create your own custom cards. I cut these ones out of the red ombre, and I love how they look going from light to dark. Naturally, you could use your negative space as well, the piece you cut out, if you cut out your letters straight enough, which I did not. So you can get a 2 for the price of 1 if you like. I'm going to fold up all my card bases now. They measure A2 4¼ by 5½. I'm doing some that have a top fold and some that have a side fold. I'm going to be using some of my pieces here to make a sentiment that says happy, and I'm going to be using my Tim Holtz ruler here, and I really like this because it's clear. I can see exactly what I'm doing. The edge has a ledge on it, or kind of like a little shelf, so it sticks at the end of my craft mat and it doesn't move, and then I'm able to just slide down my ruler where I want it to be and add my sentiments. For these, I would suggest adding the first and last letter first, and then adding the one in the middle for odd number of letter cards. That seemed to work out best for me in the end after trying many things like adding the middle one first and going out from there, because the letters are different shapes and sizes, or thicknesses, I should say, not different sizes. I can also use these washis not just for die cutting letters, but also for making backgrounds on my cards that are quick, easy, and simple. I love this wide washi. It's just something you never see from anywhere else. I also use it a lot in gift wrapping and things like that, where I will buy white wrapping paper and then add the washi tape on it because the roll is huge. You get so much washi tape with this. So I'm just adding some of these to my backgrounds just to show you that you don't just have to die cut them. You can also use backgrounds. Now sometimes I get the question, why use washi tape when you can use pattern paper? And that's a really great question. I like the texture of washi tape. It's easy to use and super fun. I also get a ton of it, which I guess you could say about pattern paper too for a cheap price. But I just overall like working with washi tape. I really rarely work with pattern paper because I could just stamp out that background myself often, and so I really like the look of this just because I think they're so elegant. Something I don't see too often on pattern paper is this like amount of elegance on a paper. Oftentimes it's very crowded or it's very sparse, either or, and not really in these super bold colors. So I like the fact that I could just add them very quickly to cards and be done with them. So now that you've seen all the backgrounds that I've created, let's move on to some of the other things that you could do with this washi tape. So this here is the gorgeous washi tape with the gold gilding on it, so it really shines gold. It is called Glitter Flurries, and I am going to be going and cutting out a bunch of the flowers from this too. So just like pattern paper, you can go in and cut out areas that you like, and I'm going to make a collage on my card. You can see that I'm using scrap sheets of paper here. I went to go swatch my inks for scrapbook.com and I accidentally made a mistake on the titles, so I went ahead and just cut it up to use for future cards. And I like the fact that I can't see through it between the thickness of the paper and the thickness of the washi tape. So I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut some of these images out of here and make a collage. I wanted to mention some of the dies I'm using today. I'm using this Thanks die from Catherine Pooler. I'm using this Happy Birthday die from My Favorite Things. And I'm using the Thinking of You die from Altenew. And I've die cut several of those sentiments in black and white, just so I could use them on the fronts of my cards. Anything left over, I just added it to a pile that I could use on future cards. So now you can see that I've cut out all of these little pieces of washi tape, and I'm creating a collage onto my background of the card. Halfway through, I decided to place my sentiments, so I knew where I had to cover some things. You might be able to notice that one of those flowers here was part of the edge, so it's got a very flat edge on it. And so I'm going to have to cover that in some way. So I've added the birthday onto it, and I'm using a block to help stick it down. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the remainder of the sentiment, as well as some of the flowers, so that they all look good together. I think if I were to redo this card again, I would go ahead and put down a white version of the happy birthday with a black on top that was slightly off center. You'll see me do this on another card in the future. That way it would have popped a little bit more off of the background since it's quite busy and quite dark. So in the end, I had this beautiful collage and a really fun background made with washi tape. So now we've die cut with washi tape, we've used washi tape as a background, we've used washi tape as a collage. And you could also mix your washi tape as well. So for example, this purple background here of florals that I had just used to cut some things out earlier, this is the same washi tape. You can go ahead and add some of the purple gold gilded background here. That works too. They really match quite nicely. But I found it was a little bit too busy of a background for my taste and style, so I decided to add some onto a black sentiment here and see if that worked to help make it pop. But in the end, I ended up just going ahead and adding it to its own card base. Now what I would like you to do is below in the video description, I have a list of all the washi tapes that I used on my video. Tell me which one is your favorite by name, and I'm going to draw 2 winners for World Cardmaking Day to win a $25 gift certificate to scrapbook.com. I'll announce the winners in about 3 days. Here's a final look at all of the cards, and all of the sentiment dies that I used are listed below in the video description. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you don't mind that I did the die cutting and gluing of the dies off screen, but I think it was just the washi tape that was the star of the show. Remember, you can use it for large backgrounds for your entire card, smaller ones that create a focus. You could use them for die cutting sentiments, die cutting shapes. You can use them for creating collages or creating stripes on backgrounds like this. There are just so many possibilities with washi tape, and don't forget to give it a try with some gift wrap as well, because you could have a matching card with matching gift wrap. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoy World Card Making Day. I have a list of all the sales that are going on my blog, as well as on the video description below. You can check out my suggested videos here, or you can subscribe to my channel if you'd like. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll be back in a couple days for another video. Bye-bye.